Hey, all right, everybody, look, I've got another box. Right, okay, so what's inside this box today? Well, it's the A20 Ultra, so let's have a quick look inside the box. We'll get it out of the box and we'll put it by here and we'll have a good look. So this is what it looks like when you open the box. Now, it looks to me like it's almost all put together, but there is a box by there, so let's have a little peek inside this box. So in here we've got pedals, we've got the seat, we've got UK plug, we've got the seat stem clamp thing, that's the charger in it, I assume. We've got some tools and we've got the manual. Now before you put the handlebars on, you've got to put this thing on here, and it's got a little grub screw there and it corresponds with a hole. It's not going to focus. There's a hole down in there. Then get it flush like that, and you can do this up then, like that. There we go. There's the grub screw. Now, if you want to put the handlebars in, you've got to put this stem down. Now, I know there's leaves everywhere. It's autumn. I can't help it. They keep blowing off the trees. Put the stem in that position like that, and it'll make it easier to get the handlebars in. Then lift the stem up. So here it is, all put together in a nice sort of dark grey colour. Very easy to put together because there was hardly anything to do. Just put this stem in here and this bracket, pedals on and seat on. And I think that was it. It was as easy as that. Extremely easy to put together. But let's have a bit of a closer look and see what it's all about. So here we are having a bit of a closer look. Now, it has got front suspension, integrated front headlight, integrated rear tail light. Now the hub motor there is belt driven, look, but we've got a hub motor there, and I think it's internally geared and it's got 3 gears. So we'll try that out a little bit later on. We got a torque sensing crank there. The battery is housed in the seat stem there, look, like that, with the extendable little wire there. I say little, it's quite big and substantial. And we have got a rear rack there, and it does say maximum 25 kilograms. So looking here at the wheels and the brakes, we've got a 160mm disc. We have got hydraulic brakes. The wheels are 20 inches, the tyres are 20 times 1.95, and there is this little sort of disc thing here, sort of indentation. Now that there is to lock the bike magnetically. I'll show you the other part now. That sits into a part at the back of the bike, so when it's folded, it holds together. Very nice. And here we go at the back, look, there's this bit here, look, magnetic, that goes to that front bit. So when it folds up, it is sort of on a spring as well. So there we go, that connects there. This is what it looks like with me sitting on the bike, 5'10", 178 centimetres or 1.78 metres. So I've got this in its highest position here. It does go up and down, but that is the highest one, highest point it goes to there. I've got the seat sort of where I think it's right, and it is upright. You can see I'm upright, just leaning forward ever so slightly. So it is quite comfortable. So here we have the magnet of truth. So let's just see what's what. So we'll go by here. That is aluminium. That is aluminium. This frame, aluminium. The pedal stems there, aluminium. That's the battery there, so that'll be made of different materials. The mudguards, what are they there? They must be aluminium as well. That thing there must be aluminium. The wheels, aluminium. And the back rack there is aluminium. What about this side stand here? That seems like aluminium as well. Oh, yeah, it is aluminium. So we can say that this is mostly an aluminium construction. So looking up here on the handlebars, there's no twist throttle or thumb throttle. There's a bell. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. That sounded very good, that bell then. And then over here you've got your display. Is it quick release there, look. Now you've got your display here. It's on Eco. Then you've got number 2 and number 3 there. Now I think you can go from Eco to Sport as well, but I think you've got to download the app for that. So we'll have a look at that a little bit later on. You've got your on-off button there. Then we have got indicators at the rear. So let's press it that way like that. Now, we've got indicators here, but there is no visual sort of, you can't see anything up on the display. So you could go like that and sort of forget. You can see it's pointing that way, but there's nothing up here to tell you that your indicators are working. So let's have a quick peek at the indicators and see what they're like at the back. So there we go, there's the right indicator, there's the left indicator, and let's put the headlight on. Let's hold that button down there. I should say the tail light. So there's the tail light. There's no brake light. I don't know if this is one of them ones that when you stop quickly, the brake light comes on. I'm not quite sure. I don't think it is. But anyway, there's the tail light. And just to show you there, look, there is the front light there. There we go. There it is. Okay then, there you go. That was a look around the A20 Ultra. Let's get this bike out on the old open road. Right, okay, here we are out on the open road. So we'll get that bike here. We'll go round the roundabout and we'll try and pedal as fast as I can. Try these 3 gears. Now I have noticed that the first gear goes quite quickly to the second gear. So we'll just see how fast we can go. It's in eco but level 3, so we'll just try it out. So let's get by here. Right, so let's go round the roundabout. I think it's gone into the 3rd gear now, so, and we're doing 15 miles per hour. It feels quite nice. Let's get around here now. Because obviously it's going to cut out at 15.5, isn't it? But let's have a look now then. But here we go. Yeah, it's cut out now. But I am doing 17. Let's go a bit faster. Let's see how fast I can pedal. 18.9, 19 miles an hour. Now, I'm no Tour de France type person, but that was quite easy to get 19 miles per hour. Anyway, let's turn left up by here, like so. And I feel like to me, the gears feel a bit like they're speed sensitive, they're not like how much you press on the pedal. I don't think, anyway. Let me just stop a minute and prove myself right. So I'll stop a second, wait for this lorry to go past. If I push hard, I think you've got to get to a certain speed before it changes gear. Let's go again. It's in 3rd gear now at 13 miles per hour. And then if I go a bit slower, yeah, it is speed sensitive. Right, let's go up this hill. Now if I go slow, I'd like to keep it in the easy gear, but we'll see what it's like when we get up this hill now. So far, it's nice and easy. The only thing is, I wish I'd put a gel seat cover on the seat because the seat is a bit hard. Now here we go, we come into the tunnel. Now I'll try the headlight. Now it did say on the website, I'm sure it said the front headlight is 1200 lumens, but we'll be the judge of that now. We'll go in here in this dark tunnel. Let's hold the plus button down, like so, and we'll have a look what it's like. And it's pointing up in the air in a minute. Let's have a look at that now. Oh, I don't know. Right, that's the light there. It's got a bit of a funny. It's not pointing up in the air, is it? Let's point it down a little bit. Right, there's the light there, and let's get up the tunnel just in case the car comes. So it is lighting up in front of me, but it seems a bit like it's lighting to the side of me as well. But it's not, I wouldn't say that's incredibly bright. Only in a sort of small area. The rest of it seems to be average. Anyway, the steep part of the hill coming up by here. Now, let's go up by here, let's go a little bit further. And on the app, you can change this from eco to sport mode. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but let's pull over by here and change it to sport. Right, okay, I don't know if you can see, it says eco on there. Let's press that there, sport mode. I don't know what difference it makes, but we'll try it. So, put my phone back in my pocket. Now, we're in level 3, sport mode, torque sensor. So, as soon as we press on this, it does give you power straight away. That is the one benefit of a torque sensor, is that it does give you a boost straight away as soon as you start pushing on the pedal, whereas the cadence sensor's got to start going around. So, if you want to start off on hills, the torque sensor is a bit better for the start off. So here we go then. It's gone into gear 2. This is quite easy. It's actually gone into gear 3 now, which I didn't want it to go into gear 3. But anyway, we'll keep going up here. 12.5 miles per hour. And that is in the hardest gear, the fastest gear, gear 3, I assume. But that's not bad at all. Now that isn't bad at all. I'm quite surprised. Well, we're getting up here nice and easy. I am having to keep a bit of pressure on the torque sensor. If I slow down a little bit, it's gone into the second gear now, so I can feel if your speed is close to the gear change, it sort of fluctuates slightly. But there we go, we've made it up to the cattle grid. That was easy peasy. Right, okay, the seat. Now, it's not hard. There's plenty of sort of squish there, but it's a firm squish, if that makes any sense. It's a very firm squish. And by here, this side bit here, no squish at all. Little bit of squish there, but it does feel quite hard. There's the size of my hand there, look. So it's a narrow seat. It does feel quite firm, and I wish I'd bought my gel seat cover, because it's hurting my bum. Anyway, so the bike made it up that bit quite easy. So what we'll do now, we'll go up the steeper bit by here, and we will we'll take that bike up the steeper bit, up there, and we'll try the walk function and the brake test. So let's get up the rest of this hill, which doesn't look like much of a hill on camera, but it is a hill. Right, okay, let's get going up this hill, and it is quite easy to pull off because it's got the torque sensor. So there we go. Hey, so here we go. Straight into gear 2. Goes into gear 2 a little bit too fast, but then we do pick up speed quite fast because it's electrically assisted, so it does get up to about 9, I think it's about 9 miles per hour, something like that. It goes into sort of the second gear, then about 12 miles per hour, it goes into third gear. That's a rough guess. Right, I think this is the steepest part of the hill by here. This bit by here, but it does seem quite easy. Everything seems to be going okay. I am putting a bit of manpower in, or person power, whichever word you prefer. But it is going up here quite easy. Not as easy as a 48 volt one, obviously not, but for the 36 volt e-bike, it is quite a light e-bike as well. It is going up here nice and easy. Now I've been in the second gear, I think, the middle gear, most of the way up this hill by here, because I'm doing about 9 miles per hour. If I slow right down, let's slow right down. So that's the first gear there, look. And then let's just check again what speed it is. There we go. Actually, I don't think it went down at the first gear then. Or did it? Yeah, it did, yeah. Anyway, I'll stop waffling and let's do the old walk function. So, place your bets. Fast walk function, weak walk function. What kind of walk function? Oh, quite a pleasant walk function, I should say. Now, look, it's got a little bit of pull in it. Enough to pull this bike up a hill because the bike is light. There we go, like, 2.3 miles per hour. So It's quite a good pace, quite a good walk function. Now I'm just looking at the speedometer by here, and you've got your average miles per hour, got your trip there, got your odometer in miles. You change it to miles per hour in the app. It has got the time there, look, there's a little Bluetooth sign there. There's your battery level there. Now, in the app earlier, I did change it to, you can see the actual percentage of the battery under there. But it seems like when you turn it off and back on again, it resets back to the original state. So, I'll get to the top of here, and I'll try and put it back to the, so it shows the, you know, the actual percentage of the battery, which is much nicer than just a bar. Percentage of the battery is a much better sort of graphic to look at. So anyway, let's get the top of here, and then we'll turn around and we'll try the old brakes. Now we have got thin tyres, quite a lightweight bike. We have got hydraulic brakes, so I expect it to be okay. Now, we're on the steep part of the hill by here again. So like I said, just it's so easy to pull off because it is almost instant power. So it's nice and easy. Now I'm trying to stay in the first gear by here, and you've got to stay under 6 miles an hour. It sort of gets to 5, and then it starts wanting to change. So if you want a nice, the trouble is you've got to try and sort of orchestrate between not going too fast and still putting pressure on the crank to get power from the thing, to try and, if you want to go up the hill in an easier gear, if you know what I mean. But as soon as you start pedaling a bit faster, and you go past 6 miles an hour, I'll say a little bit more than that, it's 7.5 miles an hour it was there then, and it changed to second gear. Now none of the gears are particularly hard, but obviously the first gear is the easiest one. Anyway, top of there, turn around. Now the floor is wet, so I'm just going to have to do it in the wet, I suppose. Right, before we start going down the hill, the rear brake is on the right, like that, and the front brake is on the left. So I'll just try and remember that. Now to pick up a bit of speed, I might come a cropper by here because I'm going to lose traction on the front wheel. So we'll get to about 15 miles per hour by here somewhere. It's a bit, trouble is I can't, the brakes work really well then, but I can't do it the usual test because it is a bit slippy and slidey. But I did stop. Let's just have a look at that then. I can't see where the marks are because of the wet floor. Shall I try it again? Shall I be a bit braver? Go on then. Let's try it again. I think I can see a mark there, but the trouble is it's wet, so I've got wet tyres and it's not a fair test. But I will try it again, and I'll try and be a little bit more, I don't want to lose traction on the front wheel because I will come a cropper, and it'll be a proper cropper. So let's turn by here. I'll try and be a little bit braver, but I don't like wet ground. Mind you, is it a bit drier down by there? Let me go down a bit further. It might be a bit drier down by there, so I'll go a bit further down. Right, let's get to, we're doing about 16 miles per hour. I'll go on the dry bit pair. 3, 2, 1, go. Now that stops really well. It does stop really, really well. I don't even think I skidded at the back then. Did I? That's just a wet mark, that is there. So ignore that mark, that's just me driving over here. Just when I pulled the brakes, trust me, I'm not going to lie to you. It stopped really well. Now, I've come down a little bit too far to do my gravity test, so let's go back up again. Now I usually start my gravity test around about by here somewhere, so this will do here. And all we're going to do is I'm just going to let the bike roll down the hill, and it all depends how brave I am. Let's just roll down the hill and see how it goes. So here we go. And all this test is really is to see the sort of rolling resistance and to feel, you know, how it handles and how safe it feels at speed. So here we go, down the hill, 20 miles per hour, quite windy, 26 miles per hour, 28 miles per hour, almost 29, and I come to the corner, so I'd have to pull the brake because I can't see what's coming around the corner. But it did feel quite nice at speed. It was nothing worrying about it. It did feel quite secure at that speed, so that's okay as well. Anyway, let's carry on down here. Now the mud guards is a bit wet out here today, so the mud guards are stopping me from getting muddy. But anyway, let's get across this cattle grid and go back down the hill. Now, the handlebars they're not narrow, but they're not wide, so let's go back and forth like that, just to see what it's like. Actually, it's okay. It goes back and forth okay. Let's try one-handed, see what the torque is like when I pull off. It's not too bad. Let's try pulling the brake. So, there we go. So you do sort of lose control a little bit with one hand when you're pulling the brake. The front brake's on the left-hand side. If you do the back brake, yeah, so that is the one problem with narrow handlebars. You do have a little bit less control over the sort of the pull and push of the torque from behind and the thing. So it is more of a two-handed handlebar, I should say. But then most of these folding bikes they have got a sort of smaller handlebar. Oh, I was going no-handed then. Let's try it again. Hey, hey, hey. There's a car coming, and I'm acting like a goat. Right, let's just try this bike more on the sort of normal roads, just to see what it's like, because it's mostly meant for these types of roads. So we'll try it around here for a little bit, just to see what it's like. Now, I think I'll turn left by here because there's another hill, so we'll try that on a more normal road, I suppose, just to see what it's like. The brakes do feel good. My only problem with this bike is the seat's a bit firm. But I suppose the seat is to keep the weight down as well. Right, here we go with another big hill by here in front of me. Now, people in the comment section say, that's not a hill. But it is a hill. Like I said, this is not a massive hill, but it is a hill. Hills do look less on the camera. Oh, that was quite easy, that was actually. As hills go. That bit up there is a bit more hilly. But it does feel good, the bike does feel good. This is more of its environment. You can't go off-roading on this bike. So I haven't gone off-roading at all today. Nice big hill to go down by here now. Oh. That dog made me jump me back so loud, he made me jump then. Right. Now I'm looking down there and it says I've done 6.9 miles on the old trip meter there. And the battery is only a little bit's gone down, so I think it'll do pretty well on the old range. I think I'm not going to test it for this full range, but it does look like it's doing pretty well. So you should get pretty far on this battery. Right, I've just been in the app and I've put the voltage up on this display. Now, I don't know if you can see it with this camera here, but it does say 38 volts. So it's displaying 38 volts at the moment. So that's what it's done so far. It's on 38 volts and I've done 7.2 miles. So seeing as we're talking about the app, let's have a look at the app. Okay, right, so I got the app open by here. I'll put it by the side of me by here. There's the app there. So you can turn your lamp on and off by there. You can go from eco to sport mode and back to eco mode. The GPS, it says the bike hasn't got this feature enabled. Bike search by there, that feature's not enabled, it says as well. Total mileage, cycling calendar, your total cycling mileage today, which it says 7.4 miles, time 2.1 hours. Then up at the top by here, we'll click on that there. You've got your fault messages, upgrade message, maintenance messages, fall alarm. So if your bike falls over, I assume, let's just click that and see what it says. No data. So listing alarm, overspeed, push message, application for bike. Then if you want to go into your settings, you click by there. And you've got your bike there. Now GPS settings, like I said, it says it's not enabled on this bike. Bike settings, instrument brightness level. You can go from kilometers to miles per hour. 3 gear mode, eco, English, Bluetooth unlocking distance level, off time 10 minutes, start password off, change password, battery display type, you can have that off or on, and when you put it on, it does say the actual percentage, well not a percentage, actual voltage I should say. It says 38 volts per there. When you turn the bike off and back on again, it disappears. You've got to go back in the app, which I think you shouldn't have to. Why? I'd rather just stay on there because it's a better indication how much, battery power you've got left. So there we go. That is the app for the bike. Right, okay, so that was the app. Now I gotta say, I do like these 3 internal gears. They are quite good. I'm enjoying them. They're better than I expected, and they do seem to work quite well. Obviously, you haven't got control over when you want to be in a certain gear. You get to a certain speed and they change, but they do work really well. Right, okay then. I'm gonna make my way back before it starts raining again. Okay then, there you go. That's my review of the Ado 20 Ultra. All the links will be down in the description below. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, hype, comment down below and subscribe. And I will catch you in the next one. Hi-hi!